What's up, everyone? It's Bones here. As we prevent ban lists from burning our decks, our most recent example comes with Rescue Ace. If Airlifter is at 1, it's only right that we play the new fire support to compensate for that. But first, if you can just light out the fire on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons, it would mean a whole lot. For this first combo, we'll be starting with Bonfire, and we'll begin by activating it so that we can add ourselves a level 4 or lower Pyro monster from our deck to our hand. In this case, we'll add ourselves the Snake Eyes Ash, normal summon it, and use its effect in order to get ourselves the first new card in this video, the Snake Eyes Populace, and this is a level 1 Pyro, which reads, if this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon it. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one Snake Eyes spell trap from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one fire monster in your graveyard, place it face up in its owner spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. You can only use each effect of Snake Eyes Populace once per turn, and because we added it, we're going to be able to special summon it here, then use its effect in order to get ourselves our original, and then we can use the effect of the Ash, sending itself away along with the Populace, so that we can then use the Populace in the graveyard after bringing out the Flamberge. Then we can use the Populace in the spell and trap zone in order to send it away off of the original, special summon out our Hydrant, and then we can use the effect of Hydrant in order to add ourselves the Preventer. From here we can then link away into Sunlight Wolf, use the Flamberge in order to get a couple of revivals, as we'll then be able to activate the Preventer from hand in order to special summon it, banish the Hydrant. We'll then go into the IP, link away the Preventer so that we can get its effect to get back the Hydrant. We'll also get the Sunlight Wolf to get back the Preventer, and then we can link away into the Promethean Princess, which takes 2+ effect monsters. It's a link 3, and you can not special summon monsters except fire monsters. You can only use each of the following effects of Princess once per turn. During your main phase, you can special summon one fire monster from your graveyard. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can target one fire monster you control and one monster your opponent controls, destroy them, and if you do, special summon this card. So from here we're then going to be able to get its revival effect in order to bring back the Flamberge, go into the Swarm Ship, and then we can end our turn on this. Now this second combo will also feature Bonfire, and I'm pretty sure if you've watched my last few videos, you're probably kind of tired of this card, but you should be expecting it for the upcoming format, as it's going to be in a lot of fire decks that will be prominent, and we're going to use the effect of Ash as we search it off of the Bonfire to get ourselves the Populace, special summon out the Populace, then we can use the Populace in order to get ourselves the original, then we can use the Ash, much like the previous combo, to bring out our Flamberge, then we can use the Populace in order to put one in the spell and trap zone, use the effect of original in order to bring out our Hydrant. Hydrant will then be able to search ourselves a Rescue Ace. In this case, we'll get ourselves the Preventer, go into our Sunlight Wolf, use the effect of Flamberge, as we'll bring out the Ash and the Populace, use the effect of Sunlight in order to get back the Flamberge, then go into the Linkuriboh, go into the Heat Soul, we'll then be able to bring out the Preventer, and in this case, you could go into the Linkuriboh and not summon the Preventer at all if you would like to keep it in hand, but the other option is that you can go and get back your Linkuriboh after linking it away. And then what you can do is you can go into the SP Little Knight so that you can get the removal or the banish from graveyard, whatever you're trying to get once it's link summoned with an Exceed, a Link, Fusion, or Synchro monster. So just something cool that you can do there, and you'll also be able to get back Hydrant so that you have the 3300 attack. You also get the draw off of the Heat Soul that you'll then have for your opponent's turn, and this works well when you have other cards in hand to pair with this. Now for this next combo, this will be yet another going second combo, and something if you've watched the Fire King along with the Volcanic videos I did, all of the going second OTK approaches are kind of different, though they take the same approach, and we're going to add ourselves the Populace, special summon out the Populace, use the Populace in order to get ourselves original, then we can use the effect of Ash to get our Flamberge, use the effect of Populace in the graveyard, we'll then be able to put it in the spell and trap zone for the original, bring out the Hydrant, then we can use the effect of Hydrant, which will allow us to get ourselves Preventer, then we can go into Sunlight Wolf, use the Flamberge to bring back 2 level 1s, as we'll then be able to use the effect of Wolf in order to get back the Flamberge, go into the Linkuriboh, make sure to go into the Linkuriboh first, you'll see why, but we'll then be able to go into the Promethean Princess, bring out the Hydrant, we'll then be able to go into the Raging Phoenix, go into the Zealantis, bring out the Preventer. From here we're then going to use the effect of the Zealantis, get our monsters back, as this will also trigger the Promethean Princess in the graveyard, so we'll pop the Preventer along with the Ash so that we can then get ourselves back the Promethean Princess along with the Raging Phoenix effect and the Preventer to get back the Hydrant. And now because we have the Link Karibo that we saved, we have extra damage via the Hida, and say that you actually did send a fire monster or destroy a fire monster from your opponent's field, Hida would actually be able to revive it, and I think this is pretty important because you will be facing quite a few decks this coming format with Phantom Nightmare that actually do use fire monsters. Now, for the next combo, I just want to show 1-for-1 because this allows you to keep the normal summon. So we're going to bring out our Ash, and then we're going to use the effect of Ash in order to add ourselves Populace, use the effect of Populace, special summon itself out, then get ourselves the original Sinful Spoil, use ourselves the effect of Ash so that we can send it away along with the Populace, get ourselves Flamberge, use the Populace, get it back so that we can use original, then bring out the Hydrant as we'll then use the effect of Hydrant, and this will give us our Airlifter. Then we can go into the Sunlight Wolf, use the Flamberge, we'll then be able to bring out a couple monsters as we're going to use the Sunlight Wolf to get ourselves back a fire monster. In this case, I'm just going to get the Ash back. If you don't have the Ash, you get yourself back the Flamberge Dragon, but just to show that you can just get yourself back a fire monster, we'll go into the Promethean Princess, we'll then be able to use the effect of Princess to get back the Hydrant, normal summon the Hoister or the Lifter, and then we'll be able to search ourselves Emergency, activate the Emergency to get ourselves Turbulence, we'll then be able to tribute the Airlifter, use the effect of Turbulence to get ourselves our 4 sets, and then we can use the effect of Alert, I think it's called here, yeah. We'll get the effect of Alert, and this will give us the ability to add the Preventer, go into the Swarm Ship, as we'll then be able to special summon out the Preventer, and then we can go into our IP or SP, whatever you want to go into, use the Preventer to bring back the Airlifter. For the penultimate combo, now I just want to show the Dia Bellstar engine, and what you can do with just the Wanted Quick Play plus any other card. So we're going to use the Dia Bellstar, special summon it, then we're going to get ourselves the original, as we're going to activate the original, sending away the Dia Bellstar for the Ash, use the effect of the Ash, which will get ourselves the Populace, use the effect of Populace, we'll special summon it out, use the effect of Ash, as we're then going to bring out the Oak, and then from here we can use the effect of Oak, bringing back the Ash, and then use the effect of Populace as well, so that we can send it away with the Professor Oak, so that we can have the Flamberge Dragon and another monster on board, so that we can continue our Link plays, as we're then going to go into the Sunlight Wolf, get back 2 level 1s via Flamberge, use the effect of the Sunlight Wolf to get back the Ash, or the Oak, and then we'll go into the Promethean Princess, use the Promethean Princess to bring back the Flamberge, go into our Swarm Ship, and then you can use the effect of the Flamberge to get yourself some follow-up via the Ash that you get in the Spell and Trap Zone that you can then special summon on your opponent's turn with the Flamberge, but you'll also get a draw off of the Wanted Quick Play as well, and then we can end our turn on this. So for the final combo, I know it's a short video, and we're going to have the Bonfire and the Emergency. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I know it's going to be a deck that is going to be seen quite a bit in my opinion, and we're going to get ourselves the normal summon of Ash here, as we'll use its effect in order to get ourselves the Populace, special summon out the Populace, we'll then be able to use the effect of the Populace in order to get ourselves the original, and then we're going to use the Ash, go into our Flamberge, then we'll be able to use the effect of Populace so that we can then use the original, bring out the Hydrant will then be able to get us a search for a Rescue Ace. In this case, we'll be getting the Preventer, we'll then use the effect of Emergency, this will give us access into the Turbulence, we'll tribute off the Hydrant, as we'll then be able to use the effect of Turbulence, get ourselves the 4 sets, as we'll then be able to go into our Sunlight Wolf, then use the effect of Flamberge to bring out 2 of our level 1 fires, as we'll then be able to use the effect of Sunlight Wolf, get back the Turbulence, special summon out the Preventer, we'll then be able to go into our Apo. You can go into multiple different things here, whether it be the Decode line, you can also go into the Promethean Princess line, IP, SP, you can do whatever you want, but we're going to then bring back the Fire Hydrant or the Hydrant, and then we're going to go into our Link Karibo, and then finally, what you can do here is use the effect of Alert in order to get yourself more follow-up before passing on to your opponent. So with all of the combos out of the way, we can get onto the deck profile, and I think that the biggest change that this deck has gone through with the 1 Airlifter is the fact that I am committing more into the Snake Eyes stuff with the Bonfire and, of course, the Snake Eyes package, which I still do only play 1 of each because at the end of the day, I think that the Rescue Ace cards can obviously still carry, especially if you have Turbulence to resolve. Something I actually don't have here that I should say is Crossout Designator. I think this is an important card for Rescue Ace, whether it be in the main or side, just because it allows your Turbulence Turbulence to resolve, so I know that it's not in the main deck, but it's something to consider, and it's something that I did consider that I still wanted to mention. Then I also would like to go over the extra deck stuff. Now, because Phantom Nightmare is coming out, and because this is a Phantom Nightmare video, I am using the Promethean Princess along with the Swarm Ship, Raging Phoenix, the Atlantis, and there's other packages that you can play, whether it be the Firewall stuff, in order to get your Terahertz and send the D-Save Worm so that you have that spell and Trap Negate, which is still nice. It just really depends on what you want, but I do think that the Fire way is a little bit more natural since it allows you to play different stuff while only really committing 3 spaces to it via the Princess, the Phoenix, and the Zealantis, and I guess the Swarm Ship, so 4 spaces instead of what you would be with the 5 of the Cybers package. Then of course there's the Puzzle Amino with the Gigantic Sprite and the Ibli. I think that's probably the weakest thing that we have right now. It's still worth mentioning depending on how the format evolves and really whether at what time you may be watching this, because if Ibli does happen to be good in any form or way, it's still worth bringing up. Then the Rhoda is something I'm not playing because we only do play 1 warrior that we can easily search off of something like Hydrant or the Emergency since that's still at 3. Then the Impulse is another option that you can play. I wanted to keep it at 40 for the video. Outside of that, I have nothing really else to say about the options. As for the main deck, and I also would like to keep in mind that as Phantom Nightmare comes out, what we play against may change, but I still think that Transaction Rollback is going to have something to say about this format, and it's worth playing the Ash and Bell along with the Droll and Imperm just to protect yourself from anything cheesy like that. As for the extra deck, something I would like to say is the Psychic End Punisher can be Aaron if you would like to use it for the Dia Bellstar Synchro instead of the Preventer, but I just feel like you're going to get Preventer more often, so that's why it's Psychic End Punisher. With all of that out of the way, I don't think I have much else to say, so I'll get onto the card by card. And we have the 3 Hydrant, the 3 Emergency, the 2 Wanted with the 1 Original, the 3 Bonfire so that we can get into our Snake Eye stuff. We then have the 1 Alert, the 1 Secure, or the 1 Rescue, the 1 Extinguish, and the 1 Contain. We then have the Flambers, the Populous, the Professor Oak, and the Ash Ketchum, the 1 copy of 1 for 1, Dia Bellstar, the 2 Turbulence, the 2 Preventers, the 1 Airlifter, and the 1 Headquarters. We then have the 3 Ash Blossoms, the 3 Bells, the 3 Drolls, and the 3 Imperms. Onto the extra deck, we have the Psychic End Punisher, Almirage, Linkuriboh, IP, SP, Hida. We then have Sunlight Wolf, Decoder, Heatzel, and then we have the Promethean Princess, Swarm Ship, Raging Phoenix, Appaloosa, Zealantis, Underworld Goddess, which this is really a flex spot. Whatever else you want to play over this, you can. And then finally, we have Typhon to round out the deck profile. So for everyone who's made it this far, I'd like to thank you for watching and for the 600 plus subs. I truly appreciate your support. We've monetized the channel, giving us access to supers and memberships, which means that more awesome stuff is on the horizon. To get the channel membership, just click on the description below, and there will be a link that takes you there. You'll also notice a free Discord link that I've made for us too. If you want to support me as a content creator, even if you can't donate supers or get a membership for the channel, clicking on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons help a lot too. For those wondering, I do plan on making updates to the channel as the support on the channel grows. Anyways, I hope to see you on the next one. It's Bones, signing out.